Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. Crisis averted as workers went back today of the port strike, the longshoreman deal. It doesn't look like it has completely been met yet, but we're going to just talk about a couple things here that have gone on and what the deal is and how close I think it really was, more than what a lot of people were saying, because people kept saying 62% price increase on their wages, on the workers' wages. Well, that's true, but over the course of 6 years. So let's go into that for a second. So workers were basically asking for a 5% or a $5 increase a year on their wage, which I guess most make $39 an hour. That could vary between worker and worker, but I feel like that is kind of the average, $39 an hour. And they were asking basically for each worker to get $5 more an hour per year, which would have been, higher than the 4% that I guess is offered now. So they've met in the middle. The managers, the USMX was offering, I guess it was $3 more an hour, which they felt was way less than they deserved. They were asking for 5. They were kind of sticking to that 5%. Now it's looking more and more like they're meeting in the middle at, I said 5%, $5. Now $4 an hour pay raise for the next 6 years, which equals out to, I believe, 62%. There were a lot of people confused by that, thinking that people were asking for a 62% wage increase this year. That is not the case. That is over a contract of 6 years. However, it looks like no real decision has been fully made yet until everyone has signed all their, crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's. This could come back in January, right? January 15th is the date that if a deal is not signed in for that next contract, we could be facing another potential strike. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen. I think a lot of people have seen what that can do, and what it did. It caused a lot of people racing to the grocery stores to buy items, a lot of panic buying, which was, in my opinion, never needed. But I get it, okay? We never encourage panic buying on this channel, ever. The whole toilet paper thing, I don't know. I mean, yeah, people were saying, well, it could be the hurricane. Yeah, it could be a mix of the hurricane and the port strike. I don't know. It's crazy, guys. It really is. I never thought that we would see something like this again. You would think that we would learn from our mistakes, but there are things that happen in life that you just have to come to a deal on. And the thing that I kind of agree with this one, they're meeting in the middle. Whenever you have a disagreement with someone, you always meet in the middle. You have that higher price that you ask for, because of course you want more money and you want to kind of make as much as you want. I get it. And then you have the guys paying you who want to continue to make more money. So they kind of give you a lowball offer, knowing that they're probably going to meet in the middle. And I think some of the problem with this is that workers didn't want to meet in the middle. And I'm not saying that that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that they were sticking to it, right? And they wanted to get that $5. And they may still get it. I don't, who knows? But it's looking like that $4 an hour pay increase each year for the next 6 years. It looks like that is a fair deal. Now, let us know down in the comments if you disagree with that. But I've always been a believer in meeting in the middle, right? If you're in disagreement and it's going to do something to hurt you, your family, and everybody around you, well, you have to come to a common ground. You do. You have to come to a common ground until you're able to work in a different deal. Now, this is something that we'll go over for the next 6 years. So I understand you do have to think about the 6-year long term of this. But I don't know. I don't know all the logistics of it and everything. I just wanted to come on here. I've done a little bit of reading on some of this stuff, and it does seem like that was the major problem. But this is also something that we need to think about in the future. To avoid running to the stores and panic buying, That's why we always talk about these things on the channel, guys. Buy up the sales when you see them. When you find that sale on toilet paper, when you find a good deal, or if you have a membership to Sam's Club, you can slowly stock up on some of these things. That way you're not rushing to the grocery store when there's a bad storm, or there's a strike, or something else happens. Right? This is smart buying. This is smart planning for your future as you collect items as you go along. Some people call them preppers. Some people call them whatever you want to say. I call it smart buying, stocking up on things to know that you have it in case there is an emergency, or other things as well. It's never a bad idea to have a backlog of some items, in your stockpile, or whatever you want to call it. I know some things get bad names. Call it whatever you want. But, if there were more and more people that, and I understand you have to buy within the means of what you can afford, but at the same time, when you have people, racing to the stores to get these items because you're afraid they're not going to have it, believe me, I get it. I understand. And this message is more for just those who, if you have a little bit extra, when we see some of these deals in the stores, or, if you have extra as you go along, then you won't be as freaked out by it like we weren't, right? Because we stock up on some items throughout the year. We do it to save money and to have extra at the same time, but we do it mostly to save money because prices keep going up on different items. Hopefully, items are starting to level off. We're seeing some items actually either stay the same prices, some of them actually come down. I went to Kroger today and I went over some more items that look like they've come down some in price. I went to the grand reopening at our Kroger, well, the Kroger marketplace that I go to every now and then. And it was a good time. It was a good time. That video comes out tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. I kind of just go around and try some of the different snacks and foods. Fun video. Check it out if you like. But we also go over some pretty amazing deals, and we try to cover a lot of these deals as we go along so that, if you see these, you may be able to run out to the store, get a couple of the good deals, use some of these digital coupons, use some of these buy 5 or more deals. Even Meijer is as pricey as Meijer has gotten. They do have good deals every week. You can always find at least a handful of good deals to get at Meijer. I do check Publix website, even though we don't have Publix. I know we have thousands of viewers on the channel that shop at Publix, either down south or wherever you have them. And there's always a lot of good BOGO deals. There really is. And Publix has good quality. I will say that. Everything I've ever gotten from Publix has been great quality. Now, we don't, I don't shop like some of their name brand, like canned goods and stuff like that, because, we're usually out of town when we're doing this. But I should. I have tried several items from their baking and their hoagies, which are really good. They're subs, I think they call them. The Publix subs. They are delicious. But yeah, I went to Kroger today. It was pretty awesome, guys. I got to admit, the marketplace, they redid it. They kind of remodeled it and everything. If you've watched our previous videos, you will have seen some of my frustration as they were doing some of this, mostly because a lot of the items are not in the same places as they used to be. And as you all may be able to relate, whenever a store does like a restocking or imagining of the store and stuff like that, it can be frustrating because you're going down these aisles where your products used to be and they are not there. And that is frustrating. But I will say, now that it is all said and done, they did a really good job. A lot of the products are, I feel, now in the spots where they should be that make more sense. But anyway, back to what we're talking about here. But as we go along here, as we move forward, and this is just my opinion, you do whatever you want to do, okay? But this is just what we do. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed for us. We will continue to shop the sales, buy up the sales when we see them, so we're not paying these exuberant prices, these way overpriced prices on different items, and stock up on these so that in the future, if something like this happens, when they went on strike, when everybody went on strike early Tuesday morning at 12:01 a.m., I wasn't too worried about it because we are stocked up on toilet paper, but we slowly buy. We don't wait till something like this happens and then rush to the store. We have it. because we've bought a little bit here and there. It's what we call the slow burn, the slow burn, the slow buy, if you want to call it that, right? That way you're not panicking, right? Because that's in the term, panic buying. You're not like, oh, I got to go buy 40 things of Sam's Club toilet paper. It's unbelievable to me how many Sam's Club, a lot of you mentioned Walmart too. Walmarts all over the country that were out of toilet paper and some other products that some of our viewers mentioned. This is you guys telling us, okay? I haven't been, haven't been to Walmart, haven't seen theirs. I will say Kroger had plenty of toilet paper, okay? But Sam's Club was completely out. Now, some of, I know people were saying the hurricane, and sure, a lot of people donating, buying things, sending them down there. But the majority of this was because of the runs on toilet paper. No pun intended. But thankfully, thank goodness, it is over. Okay, so you don't have to rush out to the store. But I recommend slowly getting the things over time that you're gonna need eventually. Because the thing is, this is how I look at it, okay? You're spending a little more now while buying the sale, so you're saving money in the future and probably saving more from the next price increase too. I can't tell you how many products me and Jessica have bought over just the last year. We're not even going back like a few years. Over the last year, where we have saved money on just getting the products, always getting them on sale, but saving from what the regular price was before that, which, it usually turns out to be pretty outrageous. But this message just wanted to kind of catch people up on what it seems like things are going on. I always feel like in these kind of situations with other jobs, people's livelihoods, stuff like that, I always feel like we might not be getting the full information unless you know some of these workers or know some people on the inside that are dealing with this and stuff like that. I feel like we're not always getting all the information. That's why I always look at numbers. The $3, $4, and $5 thing seemed to make sense to me. That is what it was USMX wanting to pay $3 an hour for the next 6 years, and the workers, the union, wanting to get $5 an hour per person for the next 6 years. And they, it looks like we're meeting in the middle for now. Okay, so I don't know. Okay? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a strenuous job. It's a hard job. It really is. And you have to think about that. You got to think about your families. You got to think about everything in the future. But meeting in the middle like that, I don't know. I don't know. Work out the numbers over the next few months. See how all of the workers feel about it and everything, and see what's going on. But in the meantime, don't wait until something bad like this happens to get to the grocery store and stock up on a few items that you think you need. People misunderstand all the time of some of the things that I may say, some other people may say. I'm not saying rush to the stores, ever. Ever. I think that is not a good idea. Because somebody brought up an interesting comment the other day that stores are not prepared for everybody to come in all at the same time and buy all of the same products. I thought that was a very interesting comment because you never really look at it that way. But yeah, most stores aren't built like that. They're built to build up the stock, build up what they sell on a normal basis, maybe some a little bit when they know something's coming. Okay, we've seen that through other events. But there comes a point where it's like if people are just buying too much, or if you're going in there and you're just buying a ton, and no judgment here, okay? Again, let me say that clearly because I think some people didn't really watch the video yesterday, or you just saw the title and maybe you just kind of made your decision at that point. Either way, no judgment here. But it's not like, there's a lot of people who are buying for their families, we have nursing homes, different different places that are buying this stuff too. And they may not have gotten that extra order in, and then you find out, oh, this is happening and people are starting to make a run on toilet paper again. Then it creates the panic, right? Because then you have, places, like I said, nursing homes, stuff like this, where they're putting in orders as fast as they can, maybe not able to get them, so they're shopping at Sam's Club and some of these other places where they can buy in bulk. And stores just simply aren't set up. Even Sam's Club and Costco, for as big as they are in these kind of products, they're not set up to be able to take care of that big of an order. Now, if this was going on, I don't guarantee anything anymore, but if this was still going on by next Monday or Tuesday, if this strike was still going on, I bet you that Sam's Club would have started getting back in toilet paper. Right. It's because this happened, and a lot of people probably heard it Sunday when the national media starts talking about it and like, oh, there's a run on the stores, I guess I can't say much there because, we're talking about the same thing here. We're talking about it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm telling you what I saw that's gone. And I'm not saying to race to the store. I'm saying that when you find it, you may want to get one because people are making a run on this item. I'm not saying run to the store and buy all of it. Which, like I said, we're just not, I feel like as a society, we're not prepared for these kind of big buys from a lot of people. Even though we probably should be, especially from what we learned from a few years ago. But, I kind of look at it like the toilet paper companies that are making this stuff, too. It's like, you don't, you want to overmake, right? Because, you want to make a lot of money as a business like this. The toilet paper companies are probably making a fortune right now. And that's good, because they're probably working double time to get it out there for everybody that's going and buying it all up. I don't know. It's just one of them things. Like I said, I'm hopefully some people take this advice, okay? If not, like I said, it's about you and what you do. If if you believe this won't happen again, you want to wait till the last minute and then risk, not being able to find it. That's on you, okay? That's not us, and that's all I'm saying. Really, take that for what you will. But this is why throughout the year we have the mindset to shop like this, so that when it all comes crashing down, when it all hits the fan here for a few days, you're not left in the dust not being able to find it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.